How to be happy. This is proving to be quite a long series. This is part 8 in doing taking control of the things you can take control of. So I'm sincerely hoping by now that you've got your list of things that cause you stress that you can do something about, and you've assigned them the number of or a level of stress between 1 and 10, where 10 is horrible and 1 is minor. And you've also assigned them a number between 1 and 10 of how controllable they are. So looking at the ones which are pretty controllable, and today we're going to look at the ways that you can exercise that control, because it's not always obvious, so we're just going to go through them. One is it something that you personally are doing which causes you stress? And that would include losing your temper when a voice at the back of your mind is saying, no, this is not appropriate, you shouldn't be doing this, back off. Or having to say something, more importantly, opening your mouth and putting your foot in it. There's a saying, a still tongue makes a wise head, and that is certainly the truth a lot of the times. For example, in the workplace, are you the one who always, me, always had to say everything that was on your mind and get yourself a bad reputation and work yourself up into a frenzy? If that is something that you can do, then there are actions you can take to stop doing that, such as promising yourself that you're going to not say anything in those situations. You're going to stop that behavior. If it's something you've got total control over and only you are doing it, no matter what the provocation, if counting to 10 is going to help, then you owe it to yourself to try and do that. Then there are situations which they are there and you don't have to be present. And an example I've mentioned, bad TV. Often you can, if you're the sole person in the room, you can turn the television off. If other people are watching the television and possibly enjoying it, then you can distance yourself by moving to another room, or possibly putting on some headphones, listening to some music, or watching something that's going to make you laugh. Cause of stress, again, something that you've got a modicum of control over insofar as you can change what you do. So your stress is that such that you need to be exposed to a few jokes, a laughter situation, put on the headphones, find something on YouTube or a book of jokes or something, and or a funny movie, and watch that, so you can modify your the stress level of the situation simply by doing something different. If your stress is, for example, that your joints are hurting, you could start possibly with your doctor's advice, I'm putting that in, but to take some gentle exercise. I think any doctor normally would say take some advice, rest. So take some advice, take take some exercise. If what you are eating, you've identified that as being stressful, or ingesting, or say caffeine, then I'm sure I'm stating the obvious here, I'm not being patronizing, but either get a decaffeinated drink to substitute for it, or find a substitute drink which does not have caffeine in it at all, to and take your last caffeinated drink at an earlier time. So those are some ways of using that list. And modifying your behavior. You don't have to completely cut everything out, because it can sometimes be a cause of stress in itself, but modifying your behavior slightly is like a baby step down the road. And as an example, I knew somebody who had a habit of eating 3 fairly large chocolates after each meal, and it was causing problems with teeth, and also with the person had a weight problem. So they decided, in their wisdom, as it turned out, to just have 2 chocolates, and they got a knife and they cut it into 4. So they felt psychologically they were eating 4 chocolates instead of 3, but they cut down the element of bad calories, etc., by 33% just by doing that. And it did make a difference. In the end, they managed to get down to 1, and they have 1 a day as an indulgence, but they no longer feel this need to have 3 things. And what was happening there was a psychological hook of the figure 3. 3 is the charm, it can also be the curse. So, and I'm not talking about me now, there's somebody else that did that. So yeah, it's worth bearing in mind. Modifying your behavior can be the start down the road, and it's better to start gentle, like when you decide to go outside in the sun. If you're on a beach holiday, you don't go out, hopefully you don't go out on the first day for 4 hours. You go out for 10 minutes and put on some block, etc., and then 20 minutes the next day, and then 40 minutes the next day. You build up gradually. The same in the gym. You don't go in and do 100 reps of barbell lifting, for your barbell curls, for your bicep curls. You do 5, then you build up 10 the next day, or the next trip, and then 15, and so on, until you become acclimatized to it. So softly, as they say, or gently, or slowly, whatever, 1 step at a time. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that's it for today. Start changing things slowly, but do start. Start with 1 thing and then add another thing tomorrow as well. Don't try and change everything at once. It'll end disastrously. Okay, possibly, unless you're the kind of person who can go cold turkey on everything, in which case, more power you. Okay, bye for now.